Hello everyone, and welcome back to Soccer Unboxings. So in today's video, I have decided to break my wallet even further and do an updated pre-orders list for 2022. And additionally, I know this is kind of late into the year, but I kind of want to do a sort of top 9 of the anticipated figures that I have because I've seen people have been doing it. And right now I'm feeling like most of the figures that I pre-ordered have been more later in this year, like I have some in July that I'm anticipating, and just later in the year essentially. Not to say that the ones that I've gotten these past couple months are underwhelming. I feel like they're great so far, but I feel like there's just some of these figures that I feel like just wow me, and I'm just very excited to get. So without further ado, let us get started. So starting off with June, we kind of have a last minute figure for me, and this is going to be my first Onmyoji figure. This is the Onmyoji Honkaku Genso RPG Sokurei Konshin Honmi 1/8 complete figure. Yeah, so obviously I was eyeing this figure when it first came up for pre-order, but I'm like, the pricing and, budgeting a little bit, but because I have a little bit more income now, I can, I decided to pick him up. Love just the flow of this figure. I love the base. It's like a soup bowl. And what's nice about Onmyoji figures is that they come with an additional tapestry, and they also come with basically like a brooch. It's essentially an enamel pin. But I absolutely love this tapestry design. It's just, it's so good. Sadly, with my living situation right now in my room, I don't really have room to put up tapestries. I actually have this section of my wall, which I might sort of interchange any tapestries that I get, but yeah. I'll also be talking about pricing a little bit. He's 20,700 yen off of AmiAmi, which is roughly $153.09 USD. I'll be using USD because I live in the US, so forgive me all you people who don't live, I guess, in the United States, but yeah. Which I think is a pretty sweet price. 1/8. He's probably pretty big, a big 1/8. And yeah, also with the addition of the enamel, the brooch, enamel pin, and the tapestry, I feel like it's nice. I like it when figures come with that sort of extra bonus, instead of just having just the figure by itself. And I feel like NetEase Games does a pretty nice job of including all these goodies. I am quite scared about shipping though, because I've seen how big Onmyoji boxes get, so yeah, very scared for that, but overall just very excited for him because I really love his design, and why not? I feel like he's definitely one of the spots in my top 9 most anticipated figures for this year. Now moving on to July, I have 4 new figures that I have pre-ordered. 3 of them are from Nin Game, and the last one is from Lunar Toy Store, which is the first time I have ordered something from them. The first one we have is the Enjo Genmu Tan Bao Chai illustration by Tony Sakuratama DX version complete figure. So this is going to be my first SkyTube figure, and I believe she was originally supposed to come out in May, I believe. It was May or June. One of the months. And yeah, I just really love this character's just overall design, and just her dress looks beautiful. I love her braid, how she has the cute little fan, and her instrument. I just really like the full dress of it all, and I just love that sort of pearlescent-y feel I think it has. But yeah, very excited for pretty much my first SkyTube figure. So off of Nin Game, she was roughly, at the time I pre-ordered her, it was $170.63 USD, and I picked the fastest shipping, or one of the fastest shipping, so I picked FedEx, and it came out to a total of $223.23. Quite expensive, the shipping. Nin Game, I feel like, tends to be a little bit more expensive than AmiAmi, and I guess other places too, but if it's a last minute resort, then unfortunately I have to go for it, so yeah. But overall, just the look of this figure, she looks elegant, she looks pretty, and I'm just very excited to pick her up. So now moving on to the next figure that I picked up. This is the Mina no Oniku Takagi-san Takagi Mikoto 1/7 complete figure by Q6. So this is going to be my first figure from them whenever I get it, because I picked Surface for this one. I don't know why, but I picked Surface. So, you know, she's not going to come for quite a while. And I did kind of get the white and black color scheme, like what essentially a maid outfit, you know, white and black classic maid outfit sort of style. And there was obviously the all black version, which, you know, I was torn about, but I don't know, I just like having the white and the black overall. So again, from Ninden Games, she was $113.51 USD, and with Surface, she came out to a total of $132.62. So yeah, I say, you know, quite a bit. And yeah, now I'm gonna have to wait. I hope she turns out great, you know, especially just very cute character design overall. And I feel like, you know, people said, oh, they love the heart eyes faceplate, which I may or may not display her with, but yeah, overall just very cute, and I'm quite excited to pick her up. Now, the third order for July I have is the Maneki Miku Nendoroid, which I'm very excited to get. Missed the pre-orders on Good Small US, so then I got her off Ninden Games. Very cute, love the different colored eyes and just the cat design in general. And so from Ninden Games, she was $68.23. I picked FedEx DHL for the shipping, and she came out to a total of $89.28, which is, you know, a lot because it's Ninden Game, a little bit more expensive. But yeah, very cute Nendoroid and Miku design, and yeah, just very excited to pick her up because she just looks absolutely adorable. Definitely, probably one of my new favorite Miku designs. So now the last order I have July that is thankfully paid for is the Kozuki Arena 1/4 scale bunny figure by Binding. This is my first pre-ordered Binding figure, so I'm very excited for her. I think she looks very cute. I do like, you know, the pink and the blue look very cute. And yeah, not so lewd. I appreciate her not looking very lewd, you know. If you know what I mean. So off of Lunar Toy Store, she was 30, or yeah, I wish she was 32. She was $362.99, and so she came out to $400.65. Quite a bit, but yeah, very glad to have snagged a pre-order her from Lunar Toy Store, because yeah, I don't know, I just saw her, thought she was cute. I'm like, oh, we'll pre-order her, and you know, thankfully she's paid for. I appreciate that, and yeah, so obviously very excited to have my first pre-ordered Binding figure in my collection. So I'm actually going to talk about an anticipated figure I have for July. I mentioned this figure, of course, in my part 1, essentially, for my 2022 pre-order, so go check that out, because obviously, again, I'm not going to go over all the figures because that's redundant, but I'll talk about, of course, this figure because it's very anticipated to me for this year, and it is the Heaven's Officials Blessing Ji Lian, His Highness Who Pleased the Gods version 1/7 complete figure. What can I say? I love me my long-haired boys. No matter, like, the hair color, they got long hair and they rock it. I love it. So, yeah. Plus the whole, like, blossom, you know, it's probably not, it's definitely not a cherry blossom, but it's a beautiful, like, pink blossom base, and just the flow of his outfit, and he just looks so beautiful. And yeah, he's made by Good Smile Art Shanghai, and on AmiAmi he's 23,400 yen, and that's roughly $173.06 USD. So I mean, yeah, for 1/7, I feel like, considering how much detail is in him, it's not that bad. The thing is, though, he's a single shipment figure, so shipping is gonna be a big oof, essentially. And yeah, but I'm just so excited to get him. Like, I'm fangirling over a character I don't know too much about, but yeah. Oh my god. So now he is pretty much the second most anticipated figure for this year for me. He's just gorgeous. So yeah, very excited to get him when he releases in July. So now moving on to the one pre-order in August. It is the Pop-Up Parade Hololive production Sakura Miko figure by Max Factory. So I really like anything with any Sakura themes, like in the outfits and like I guess the figure itself. And yeah, I have to say she probably might be one of my favorite like Hololive designs. It's kind of biased because I really love anything with Sakura. So yeah, really think I like the gold details. I like just the cherry blossoms on her outfit. She's such a, you know, she's got a very cute pose overall. So she's made by Max Factory, and on AmiAmi she is 4,160 yen, which is roughly $30.77 USD. I will be putting her on Surface, so I'm not going to get her for a couple of months. This one I'm not too keen on getting right away. Like this is a figure I can wait on, so yeah. Surface parcel for her, but when I do get her, I'm quite, you know, anticipating her. I hope she does come out pretty well overall because, you know, pop-up parades are having this kind of reputation where, you know, the prototype doesn't match the final product. And yeah, so I'm hoping she turns out very nice in the end, because right now she does look very nice. Now, actually, August, of course, has an anticipated figure that I'm very excited for, and this is the Legend of Sword and Fairy Longqi Crimson Guardian Princess version 1/7 complete figure by Reverse Studio. Yeah, I don't know, the Scythe, I have to say, just like this, the flow of this figure, the Scythe is definitely why I pre-ordered this, because another sort of character, like, if a character has a Scythe, like, I just love Scythes in general. I feel like there's a lot of great Scythe designs and, like, media, and yeah, just Scythes are just very elegant and badass weapons in my opinion, and my OC put her with a Scythe. Bada yeah, so very excited for this figure just because of that, but I also love just the coloring, the shading, the details on her outfit. She looks absolutely amazing. But off of AmiAmi, she's 16,940 yen, which is roughly $125.29 USD, which I think is quite the steal for a 1/7. And yeah, just overall, definitely in my top 9 because she just looks absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, so excited for her overall. So in August, there's actually like another figure that I'm very much anticipating, and it is my first Native and Rocket Boy figure that I'm very excited for, and it is the Mauve 1/6 figure. Very excited for this figure because I also loved anything with a sort of sweet theme to him, and I think she's just so cute overall, and I really love the base with all the chocolates, and yeah, she's very cute, not too lewd, thankfully, overall. So I got her off of Ninden Game, and on there she was $187.73, and via FedEx she is $268.12, so yeah, the shipping is quite a lot, but I'm just very excited for her overall because I think she's just absolutely adorable, and yeah, definitely, again, on my top 9 for this year. Now moving on to September, where I think I have like one, no actually no, I have a couple. Still a couple more pre-orders. So yeah, the first one I'll be talking about is a scale figure. This is the second SkyTube figure I have on my pre-orders list for this year, and it is the Enjo Genmu Tan Daiyu illustration by Tony Sakuratama DX version 1/6 complete figure. So this is actually a re-release, and also a recolor, because there was also the blue one that came out like quite a while back, and I don't know, I was torn about it, but I think I slightly like the pink one a little bit more, so very excited to get her, and I also got her with the exclusive sort of art plate, and I think she'll look great next to that other SkyTube figure because they're also by the same artist, and yeah, just overall excited to pick her up. On AmiAmi, she's 19,580 yen, and which is roughly $144.81 USD, so yeah, not too bad, you know, especially because, you know, it is a DX version, it is a cast-offable version, I guess. So yeah, I understand obviously the price difference, but yeah, overall just, she's very cute, very excited to get her and put her next to that other SkyTube figure that I have. So now the next two figures I have are both Nendoroids, and both from the same series. So the first one we have is the Jujutsu Kaisen Nanami Kento Nendoroid. Very excited for him. I think he turned out like very well overall. I have to see again when I get him, but I don't know, I was very impressed by the pictures that they've shown, so quite excited to get him. And yeah, he sold out very quickly on AmiAmi. So he's 5,500 yen off of AmiAmi, which is roughly $40.68, which I think is a pretty good deal overall for this figure. And yeah, just very excited to have a sort of Nanami representation in my collection right now. So after Nanami, of course, there's another Jujutsu Kaisen figure releasing in September, and it is the Sukuna Nendoroid. I feel like a lot of people think that this Nendoroid is underwhelming, and I do admit, he kinda is, and just because we haven't seen the full extent of his abilities in the anime, and I don't think they want to translate it into like Nendoroid form because spoilers, I guess. So yeah, he is kind of like a little bit underwhelming, but I don't know, I still like, again, I really like Sukuna. I think I quite like, my favorite face is definitely that sort of smug expression overall, and if you have the Yuji Nendoroid, you can kind of pair them up together, which I think is pretty neat. And yeah, so he's made by Good Smell Company, and he's on AmiAmi. He's 4,620 yen, which is $34.17, which, you know, I'd say is not bad. You know, it could be worse, considering, like, he's kind of lacking in accessories overall. Yeah, so Sukuna, you know, I'm excited to have him because he's, I don't know, one of my favorite Jujutsu characters. I mean, because, again, asshole character. So yeah, quite excited for him when he comes out later in September. So one of the figures that I'm anticipating for in September that I've mentioned on my previous pre-orders list is the Onmyoji Honkaku Genso RPG Susabe Gyoyu Muso 1/8 complete figure by NetEase Games. Another Onmyoji figure because I love him so much. And of course, it's another long-haired boy, and yeah, what can I say? I simp for the long-haired boys. But I just love, when this figure first came out for pre-order, I just absolutely fell in love with it. I just love the details in his outfit, just this sort of clear effect part behind him. The base I think is very cool. He's standing on top of like a samurai helmet, I think, some sort of like, feels like robotic samurai helmet. And yeah, just beautiful overall. And I absolutely also love the if I can bring it up, the original sort of art he's based off. Like, I just really love the way that looks, that tapestry. The Onmyoji art on the tapestries looks so amazing, and now I can't pick which one I would love to have displayed, but I love that. I love the enamel pin he comes with, and yeah, just overall another anticipated figure by NetEase Games because I think they do an amazing job. So he's 19,800 yen off of AmiAmi, which is roughly $146.44 USD, which I think is pretty great, especially for like all the detail in him. Again, shipping will probably scare me because of how big these boxes and how fancy of the Onmyoji boxes are, so yeah. But overall, definitely an anticipated figure for me this year. So now moving on to October, and originally I actually didn't have anything for this month back in my first pre-order video, but now I do, and thankfully it's my least expensive month of the year, so that's good. But yeah, so I have basically two figures that I pre-ordered, both from AmiAmi. The first one is the Nendoroid Hades Zagreus figure. Very happy and excited that Hades is getting some love. It was a very great roguelike game. Roguelite? I think it's roguelite is the genre of games, but yeah. It was my first roguelike game, and I have to say, I really enjoyed it, and, you know, I do want to play more of that sort of genre of gaming, and yeah. And obviously, I really like the character designs of this game. I really like Zagreus' design, and just overall quite excited for him. I think he looks very cute overall. My one thing I maybe would have wished is that they made a DX version with all of his weapons, because, I don't know, so he comes with like the sword, he comes with like the shield, and his little red crystal projectile, but I don't know, I would have wanted a DX version with all of his weapons. I would have been willing to pay that extra price, so it's a kind of a shame that they didn't go in that direction, but yeah. So he's made by Good Smile Company, and on AmiAmi he is 4,620 yen, which is $34.17, which I have to say, it's pretty good. Pretty reasonable. And yeah, quite excited for Zagreus overall, just because I think he looks absolutely adorable, and I also really cannot wait for when Thanatos gets colored and up for pre-order, and then when Meg eventually gets her prototype. I would love to have all three of them together. So yeah, definitely quite excited for Zagreus overall. So now the second figure in October that will hopefully be released in October, because it is kind of a Halloween themed figure, and that is the re-release of the Hatsune Miku Trick or Miku illustration by Hidari. So this figure came out quite a ways back, and I think it's been quite expensive in the aftermarket, but I do love this Miku's design overall. The overall Miku design. The base though is kinda, it's a very plain sort of tan colored base, and they just put like candy in it. I think a little bit boring, but I think the Miku is sort of the star of this whole figure. And yeah, very excited for this re-release. She's made by Union Creative, which I heard can be a hit or miss company, so I'm hoping that they do her justice overall. So she's 18,200 yen off of AmiAmi, which is roughly $134.61. So yeah, just I'm quite excited for this Miku. Really love the design overall, and yeah. So that's obviously the second figure I have in October, and thankfully not too expensive. So yeah, very excited for this Miku overall. And you know what? I really do like this design overall, so I'll put her in my anticipated figures for this year, because I'm just loving this design. Please, Union Creative, do her justice, or, you know, I'll be devastated essentially. Now moving on to November, where I have a whole bunch of figures pre-ordered, which is a little bit crazy. But there's a bunch of Nendoroids I like, and before I get into that, I would like to talk about the Nendoroid pricing situation at the moment. I do think it's a little bit crazy. Like, I understand, like, they're raising costs, maybe because the yen isn't doing too terrible at the moment, but then what happens if it gets better, and then we have to suffer those crazy, ridiculous prices? But yeah, right now I do think the Nendoroid like cost situation is just a lot, and you know, I feel like I might regret pre-ordering some of these, but in the cases that I don't like them, I can always just sell them and get my money back. We'll see. So we're starting off in November with actually I have some Nendoroid doll customizable parts, which I'll just show up on the screen, I guess, but you know, because I do want to customize a Nendoroid doll. So there's like the new faceplate that has like the empty eye sockets where you can put like fake eyes in or whatever, and then there's also the customizable head. Now with Nendoroid dolls, I feel like it's so hard to get pieces like for, you know, like the bodies, the heads. It's very hard to get those, to customize them. I actually have made a Nendoroid doll, and I actually used like molding. Like, I actually made molds of them so I can just do that instead of having to spend so much money just to get these pieces, because people charge a lot in the aftermarket for these. Like, if you try and get them off eBay or Amazon, it's crazy. So yeah, I'm very grateful for some of these re-releases, and that's why I kind of took advantage of those. The first Nendoroid I have up is, of course, the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Tengen Uzui Nendoroid. Obviously, another Nendoroid to add to my Demon Slayer Nendoroid collection, and I'm quite excited for him overall. Honestly, the one thing I wish they would show is, it says he's also supposed to come with a messy hair and effect parts, but we don't quite see them in this, you know, what they show of AmiAmi, which is kind of a shame. I should look at my figure collection and to see if they have those parts up on there, pictures of them at least. But yeah, very excited for Tengen. I think he looks fantastic overall. So he's made by Good Smile Company, and he is 5,460 yen off of AmiAmi, which is roughly $40.38 USD, which very nice overall. You know, not too crazy of a price. So yeah, very excited to have another Demon Slayer Nendoroid in the collection. So the second Nendoroid I have on my list is a recent one that I feel like a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings on, according to the My Figure Collection page. And this is the Spy X Family Lord Forger Nendoroid. So I feel like a lot of people are just not too happy with Good Smile with the Spy X Family Nendoroids, because they feel rushed. And it's also because we had on the recent OneFest G, they already had them colored. We didn't even have like a concept art, a prototype. It was just a straight, full, like, painted Nendoroid. And yeah, I do have to agree with them that it is kind of rushed, and also, like, yeah, I'm saying that and I'm like, why did I pre-order it? Because I was worried that, oh, you know, maybe a lot of people want to pre-order this because it's Spy X Family, it's very popular, people are gonna want to get this Nendoroid, and it's gonna sell out quick. So, yeah, I got him, and I do feel like I'm a little iffy. I'll see what happens when I get him and if I like him, because I would like to have some sort of Spy X Family figures in the collection. And so on Ami, he's 5,460 yen, which is roughly $40.38, which is reasonable-ish, I guess. I don't know, I'm not that good with pricing and stuff. And originally I had him and another figure ordered on the Good Small US website, because, you know, I want to get them right away. But they came up to like $72.04, and like the total was like 144, and I'm like, that's freaking ridiculous for what this Nendoroid comes with. He doesn't really come with a lot. He's got his gun, he's got, well, interchangeable parts, and he's got also like a newspaper and faceplates and all that. But yeah, so a lot of people are just like not that happy because I feel like maybe they could have had more. And some people are thinking that the recent SH Figure Arts Spy X Family line is a lot better than these Nendoroids, and we'll see what happens, because, yeah, because of how these Nendoroids are right now. Still looks cute overall, but we'll have to see when I get him in person. So the next Nendoroid I have on my list is from an anime that I really loved, and I thought it was just very cute overall, and it is the Sasaki to Miyano, the Yoshikazu Miyano Nendoroid. Also another Nendoroid that I feel like is a bit overpriced, at least when, you know, I went on Good Small US and saw like the pricing for it. So he's actually made by Orange Rouge, he's 4,950 yen off of there, which is roughly $36.61, which is a lot better than if you get him off of Good Smile. He's just a, you know, he's very cute. The one issue is he's really lacking in accessories, or he's just not the most sort of like wow Nendoroid, I have to say, but I don't know, I kept looking at him and I think he's just freaking like adorable, and I can't wait for Sasaki to be colored because I would like to have the two together. But yeah, yeah, because originally, if you know, it originally was 5,900 Japanese yen, which is way expensive for what this Nendoroid is. And it's kind of weird because I feel like Orange Rouge is like mostly reasonably priced because they made the Haikyuu Nendoroids, they did the Token Rambu Nendoroids, and I feel like those are reasonably priced for what they are. And then you have this Miyano, who's originally 5,900 yen. I'm like, that's crazy to me. And yeah, but it's like I'm complaining about the pricing, but I'm like, I like the way the figure looks, so yeah. So yeah, interesting to see how he turns out. I hope he turns out well, and you know, all that. So yeah, there's Miyano. So now the final Nendoroid that I have pre-ordered for November is actually a sort of VTuber Nendoroid, and it is the V Shoujo Natasha Nyanners Nendoroid. I don't watch this VTuber, but I just absolutely fell in love with just the way this Nendoroid came out. I don't know, she's got like a cute smug face, she's got a very cute open mouth face, and she's got this cute eye hearts faceplate. This is just such a cute character design that I couldn't pass up, and my god, I think she's just absolutely adorable, and I love just the cat details. You know what, I'm gonna put her on the anticipated list. This is probably gonna be the only Nendoroid, but I just think she's just so cute overall. I just love her facial expressions, and yeah, just, I don't know, very cute figure overall. So I'm actually quite excited to get her because I just fell in love with her design so much. Now, the last new figure pre-order that I have in November is quite the pricey one, and this is the Pokemon Legends Arceus Pokemon Center original figure. This is manufactured by Kotobukiya and distributed by the Pokemon Center. So I don't know, like something about this figure just looks grand. It's definitely like a large figure because it says it's non-scale, so I don't know how big it is, but I think it looks absolutely pretty amazing. I am kind of tentative to cancel it just because I'm like, I think it's cool, but would I want Arceus in my collection? I'm not too sure. But, you know, he's using Judgment, which is his signature move, and I don't know, I still quite like this overall. Whew. Like, quite an expensive figure. So, off of Nin Game, he was $246.62, and the total I paid for with Surface, actually, I don't know why I put FedEx and DHL, because I'm like, that price does not look right. I picked Surface for this one. It came out to $284.48. So yeah, I will put him on a boat because I feel like I can wait for this figure. But yeah, very excited to see what this figure turns out when I get him eventually. So now, moving on to another figure that I have for November, and it is the Uchi no Neko ga Onako de Kawaii Kinako sitting fish version 1/6 figure by Hobby Sakura. So this is obviously a pretty new manufacturer, and yeah, so I got the one with the sort of bonus exclusive, I think it's a tapestry, I believe, yeah, or a wall scroll, and it cost 15,800 yen, which is roughly $116.85. So yeah, pretty, I feel like a very inexpensive figure for a 1/6, but granted, this is a sort of like childlike character, and yeah, I just think she looks super adorable, and I am aware that this character also has another figure that's going to be up for pre-order like soon, so yeah. And also, like, the original artist, I think, is 40 Hara, and yeah, so very excited for her. I think she just looks absolutely adorable overall. So now moving to my sort of other anticipated figure for November that I mentioned on my previous pre-orders video. It is the Yuta, Okkotsu, and Orimoto Rika Shibuya Scramble figure 1/7 by eStream and Mappa, I think. Okay, eStream is the distributor and Mappa is the manufacturer, so yeah. Another Jujutsu Kaisen eStream figure. I really like how this one looks overall, and it is a reference to obviously the cover of Volume 0, where Yuta is the main character, and you know, after watching the movie, I'm like, I'm kind of glad I pre-ordered this figure, because this figure came up for pre-order way before the movie was released in the States, so yeah, very excited to get it overall, and it's basically two figures in one, so it's very nice overall. So I got him off of AmiAmi, and he was it says 32,780 yen, which is roughly $245.13 USD, so quite expensive, but you know, considering that you're kind of getting two figures in one, it's kind of ish expected, so yeah. I'm just very excited to get him because I really love Yuta as a character. But yeah, just very excited to have this as sort of my Yuta representation in my collection. Now moving on to December, where I have still quite a bunch of stuff, new stuff pre-ordered. Starting off with one of the more recent ones, we have the two Nendoroid More sort of parts. This is the Nendoroid More Kigurumi face parts shark, and we also have the orca whale. I'm like, they're a little derpy, but I'm like, I love them. So yeah, they're made by Good Smile. They're 1,500 yen each, which is roughly $8.51, and I'm like, I can spare that change a little bit, but yeah, they look just very cute overall, and I feel like we don't really get too many Nendoroid More parts released, so I'm like, I'm kind of taking advantage of it and getting these two. Don't know who I'm going to put in them, but I think, I don't know, very cute overall, and you know, obviously quite inexpensive off of AmiAmi. So kind of moving on to a scale figure that I want to talk about that I pre-ordered in December. It is the Red Pride of Eden Ravi 1/7 complete figure. This is made by Good Smile Art Shanghai, and it is 15,600 Japanese yen, and right now on AmiAmi it is $115.38. So right now it is very inexpensive for what this figure looks like, and I think she actually looks so adorable. Like, I fell in love with this design. She looks like she's supposed to be like a wolf girl, but yeah, I love the way the cape looks, the inside with the whole, like, sort of feels like a galaxy inside there. Just, and you know, just, oh, she's so cute overall. And you can actually take that cape off and display her without it, as well as like her skirt, but I will be displaying her with like the cape and the skirt. But just an overall very cute character design overall, and just, I don't know, very excited for her. I think, you know, especially for like the price, I'm hoping that she absolutely turns out amazing. But yeah, very excited for this character overall. Now, the next figure on my list is like crazy expensive. The price wasn't what I expected, considering like this line of figures by this manufacturer, and it is the Gem EX series Pokemon Dialga and Palkia complete figure single shipment. This figure is like, when I first saw it I was like, oh my god, a Dialga and Palkia like scale figure. Like like Gen 4 was one of my favorite gens, and I really liked Dialga and Palkia's design. Just seeing them in this figure form, I thought, like, oh my god, this is amazing. But then the price happened. So it is made by Mega House, so this is going to be my first figure by them, and it is 32,200 yen, which is roughly 238 USD. Very, very expensive figure overall. Like, I did not expect it to be that expensive, because I saw, oh, it's the Gem EX series by Pokemon. Most of them are like a little, like, over $100, maybe between $100 and $150-ish dollars. But then I saw this price, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? I was very excited to pre-order this, and I did it anyway, but I'm like, I was torn, I was a little bit wishy-washy about it, but then I'm like, I'll pre-order it anyway. Because I love just this base, the design, and how the fact that they're both using their signature moves, it looks like in this statue. That's what it feels like. It feels like a statue. Well, yeah. But, I don't know. It just looks so good overall, and I love these legendaries, so I'm like, I don't want to pass them up. So yeah, obviously, they're pre-ordered. I am most likely going to be picking Surface with them, so I won't see them for a couple of months. Still quite excited for them. The price, though, oof, but I hope that Mega House will deliver with this one. Now moving on to the last two figures, we have two Nendoroids for the month of December. The first one is the Helltaker Justice Nendoroid. Also a pretty expensive Nendoroid. She's 7,000 yen originally, and off AmiAmi with the discount she's 5,880 yen, which is roughly $43.49, which feels a lot better considering what she costs if you get her for Good Smile US. And yeah, but I feel like, I don't know, like, I love the way she looks overall. I love, you know, just her facial expressions. She just looks so confident, and I just love the smiling one so much. Oh, she looks so good. I love her. Still overall very excited to get her because I think she just looks fantastic, even with that price. So, yeah. Now the last figure I will be talking about is a Nendoroid that has been quite the topic of debate in the community right now, and it is, of course, the Anya Forger Nendoroid. So, I mean, I pre-ordered it, but I feel like I should also have to say I agree with some of the consensus that people have been talking about with this figure, because it is rushed. I feel like, obviously they wanted to get it out for the hype of Spy X Family, but honestly, sometimes I think it's important just to wait. Because especially because Anya is a very popular character, you know, you want to do her justice, essentially. And yeah, a lot of people have quite, you know, a lot of like nitpicks with this Nendoroid. Like, for instance, her sort of the infamous smug grinning face. She's supposed to be grinning with her teeth, so like she's supposed to be like that, essentially. And yeah, so they didn't do that. It looks like her mouth is obviously open, and also like some people don't like the way the shape of the cheeks are on that faceplate, and I do kind of wish that was maybe a little bit different as well. Some other things about her is obviously people think is way too expensive for what she comes with. Originally, she was 6,500 Japanese yen, and of Ami with the discount, she's 5,460 Japanese yen, which is now $40.38 USD. Definitely a big like price step down. Thank God, because that would be crazy. And I originally said in my One Fest G, I was like, oh, I was very excited for these Nendoroids because, you know, we're getting them so soon, and like, oh, you know, I feel like they're gonna sell out quick. Like, people are gonna buy up pre-orders like they did with some of the Jujutsu Kaisen Nendoroids. But that's not the case with these two, because obviously they're really rushed overall, because we didn't even get concept art, we didn't even get a prototype, we got the full painted figures, and just, you know, obviously several weeks later they were up for pre-order. So yeah, there's that, you know, and some people are debating, oh, there's the SH Figure Arts Spy X Family line, and recently they had like Yor and Lloyd who were just shown off in like, I guess, a figure gallery. And some people are thinking about going in that direction because also the size of these figures. Anya is basically the size of Lloyd, and that looks very weird, obviously because she's a child, and some people are going with the SH Figure Arts line because she's obviously, it's more proportional. And yeah, so that's obviously a big thing. The sizing, they should probably change that up. I saw someone said, oh, they could have done, I'll just read a comment on the My Figure Collection page for this figure. She said, or they said, not a skip, but I need to think it through. I love her faceplates, but she's the same size as Lloyd, and her head seemed even bigger. The mini Nendoroid would suit her much better, like they did with the new Hinata Haikyuu, like the Nendoroid Surprise, essentially, I think is what they're talking about. And someone pointed out, already pointed out the platelet Nendoroid, but they should have done the size difference like that, at least, in my opinion. So I'll pop up a picture of that platelet Nendoroid next to the white blood cell Nendoroid, and yeah, she is like a bit smaller, and they should definitely consider changing the way that Anya looks right now, because it will look definitely much more proportionate, much better. Hopefully, Good Smile, they do look at these comments and fix the Anya Nendoroid, because again, Anya is a very popular character and she deserves to have, you know, justice in Nendoroid form. And yeah, and also with like how I'm kind of torn between the SH Figure Arts and the Nendoroid. I do like the gold uniform on the Nendoroid. I'm not too big into the SH Figure Arts one because of just the outfit. I like the school uniform better, but yeah, so that's obviously another thing. Some people probably like the school uniform better than what she has on the SH Figure Arts. And yeah, so obviously a Nendoroid that's a very big topic of debate right now because some people aren't really satisfied with it, and obviously they're thinking Good Smile is just putting her and Lloyd out because, you know, for the hype of Spy X Family. And yeah, so I'm still quite excited for her. I do think she's really cute, but I understand the nitpicks, and again, once I get her, if she, you know, and I'm hoping that they overall change some things with her, and when I do get her, I'll have to see how I feel overall. But right now, I'm on the side that I'm like quite excited for her, but you know, hopefully she is done justice in the future. So now moving on to pretty much the last figure that I have for my top 9 most anticipated figures of 2022, and it is, of course, the Mushroom Girl Series number 1 Beni Tengu Take 1-to-1 complete figure. So another figure by Reverse Studio, because this one looks very promising. I think she looks absolutely adorable, and I really love her dress. It looks like it has like a sort of metallic sheen to it, and just this whole set piece. It's like a tiny little mushroom girl out in like the forest, and yeah, I'm hoping that this figure comes out great, and I'm quite excited to see, because it says Mushroom Girl Series, that means there's going to be more than one, so I'm excited what other mushrooms that they turn into like tiny little girl characters like this. And yeah, just she looks absolutely adorable. And yeah, so again, by Reverse Studios, and she's 18,040 yen, which is roughly $33.42. So yeah, pretty, you know, pretty reasonable price. And I think they actually show her she's kind of like a little over like the size of like a soda can on here. But yeah, very cute overall character design, and definitely in my top 9 because absolutely adorable. That's all I have to say. So that does it for my updated pre-orders list for 2022. I admit I do have quite a lot of figures pre-ordered for this year, some way more expensive than others, but for the most part I'm pretty excited for them overall. And what's interesting, I realized on my top 9, I feel like I chose a lot of Chinese manufactured figures, and yeah, which is kind of interesting observation. Obviously a lot of them just look fantastic, and yeah, so obviously very excited for those overall, and I cannot wait to show them to you guys when I do get them in the mail. So let me know if you guys have any additional pre-orders. Do you have any hot takes on any figures that are going to be coming out in the near future? And yeah, so thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night wherever you are, and take it easy. Bye!